It is not permissible to run both 277 volts lighting wires and 120 volts fan wires to a double-pole single-throw switch within a single gang box. The primary reason for this is that a standard double-pole single-throw switch is generally rated for a maximum of 120 volts. Connecting 277 volts to such a switch would overload it significantly, creating a substantial fire hazard. Instead, the correct approach is to replace the single gang box with the two-gang box. The two-gang box allows for the physical separation of the different voltage systems. Further enhance safety by installing a divider within the two-gang box. This divider creates a physical barrier separating the 277 volts wiring from the 120 volts wiring. The 277 volts light wires and the 120 volts fan wires should be connected to their own respective switches. This ensures that each voltage system is controlled independently and that no single switch is overloaded. Employing a two-gang box with a divider allows for proper segregation and safe operation of different voltage circuits. When dealing with electrical installations, always refer to local and national electrical codes for specific requirements and regulations. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides comprehensive guidelines for safe wiring practices. Consulting the NEC ensures compliance with industry standards and helps to prevent electrical hazards. Improper wiring can lead to serious consequences, including electrical shocks, fires, and equipment damage. Taking the time to properly install electrical components and adhering to safety protocols is essential for protecting property and lives. When working with electrical systems, it is important to understand the potential hazards involved. Electricity can be dangerous, and it is crucial to take precautions to prevent accidents. Firstly, always disconnect power to the circuit before working on any electrical components. This can be done by turning off the circuit breaker or removing the fuse that supplies power to the circuit. Secondly, use appropriate personal protective equipment, such as insulated gloves and safety glasses. This will help to protect you from electrical shocks and other hazards. Thirdly, be aware of your surroundings and avoid working in wet or damp conditions. Water is a conductor of electricity and can increase the risk of electrical shock. Fourthly, double-check all connections to ensure that they are secure and properly insulated. Loose connections can cause arcing and overheating, which can lead to fires. Fifthly, if you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. A qualified electrician has the training and experience necessary to safely install and repair electrical systems. Physical separation of different voltage systems is essential for preventing electrical hazards. When different voltage systems are mixed in the same enclosure, there is a risk of voltage flashover or arcing. Voltage flashover occurs when electricity jumps from one conductor to another, creating a dangerous arc. Arcing can cause fires, explosions, and equipment damage. By physically separating different voltage systems, you reduce the risk of voltage flashover and arcing. This can be achieved by using barriers, such as dividers, or by running the different voltage systems in separate conduits. The use of appropriate wiring methods is also important for preventing electrical hazards. Different types of wiring are designed for different applications. Using the wrong type of wiring can lead to overheating, insulation breakdown, and other problems. Always use wiring that is rated for the voltage and current of the circuit. Also, be sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions when installing wiring. Electrical boxes are an important part of any electrical system. They provide a safe and secure enclosure for wiring connections. Electrical boxes are available in a variety of sizes and shapes to accommodate different wiring configurations. When selecting an electrical box, be sure to choose one that is large enough to hold all of the wiring and connections. Also, be sure to select an electrical box that is rated for the environment in which it will be installed. For example, if the electrical box will be installed in a wet location, such as a bathroom, you will need to use a waterproof electrical box. Switches are used to control the flow of electricity in a circuit. Switches are available in a variety of types, including single pole, double pole, and three-way switches. When selecting a switch, be sure to choose one that is rated for the voltage and current of the circuit. Also, be sure to select a switch that is appropriate for the application. For example, if you need to control a light from two different locations, you will need to use a three-way switch. In the specific scenario involving 277 volts lighting and 120 volts fan wiring, adhering to code requirements and safety practices is paramount. The installation of a two-gang box with a divider is a fundamental step in ensuring the safe operation of these two distinct voltage systems. The NEC addresses the separation of different voltage systems in several articles. Article 300.3 C1 covers the general requirements for wiring methods and materials. It specifies that conductors of different systems shall be separated unless specifically permitted otherwise. Article 300.3 C2 provides more specific requirements for the separation of Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3 circuits. These circuits have different voltage and current levels and require different levels of protection. Article 310.15 addresses the ampacity of conductors. Ampacity is the maximum amount of current that a conductor can carry without overheating. The ampacity of a conductor depends on several factors, including the size of the conductor, the type of insulation, and the ambient temperature. Article 408.3 E addresses the requirements for switchboards and panel boards. Switchboards and panel boards are used to distribute electricity to different circuits. The NEC requires that switchboards and panel boards be designed and installed in a way that minimizes the risk of electrical shock and fire. The NEC also provides guidelines for the selection and installation of overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses. Overcurrent protection devices are designed to protect circuits from overloads and short circuits. These devices are essential for preventing electrical fires. Proper grounding is also essential for electrical safety. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to trip the overcurrent protection device. The NEC requires that all electrical systems be properly grounded. In addition to the NEC, local electrical codes may also have specific requirements for the separation of different voltage systems. It is important to consult with your local electrical inspector to ensure that you are following all applicable codes. When installing a two-gang box with a divider, it is important to follow these steps. Firstly, turn off the power to the circuit at the circuit breaker or fuse box. This will prevent electrical shock. Secondly, remove the old single-gang box. Be careful not to damage the existing wiring. Thirdly, install the new two-gang box. Make sure that the box is securely mounted to the wall. Fourthly, install the divider in the two-gang box. The divider should be made of a non-conductive material, such as plastic. Fifthly, run the 277 volts light wires and the 120 volts fan wires into the two-gang box. Keep the different voltage systems separated by the divider. Sixthly, connect the wires to the appropriate switches. Be sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions. Seventhly, install the cover plate on the two-gang box. Eighthly, turn the power back on at the circuit breaker or fuse box. Ninthly, test the installation to make sure that it is working properly. If you are not comfortable performing these steps, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. A qualified electrician has the training and experience necessary to safely install and repair electrical systems. Electrical safety is paramount when working with any electrical system. Always take precautions to prevent electrical shock and fire. By following the guidelines in the NEC and local electrical codes, you can ensure that your electrical system is safe and reliable. Remember, a double-pole single-throw switch, by its design, controls two separate circuits simultaneously with a single switch action. This does not inherently make it suitable for isolating different voltage systems unless it is specifically rated and listed for such use and the wiring is kept physically separate. Standard switches are rated for specific voltages, and exceeding this rating can lead to failure and safety hazards. Always verify the voltage rating of any electrical component before installation. Moreover, The physical separation achieved by using a two-gang box in the divider is not merely a recommendation, but a best practice that aligns with fundamental safety principles in electrical work. It minimizes the potential for accidental contact between different voltage levels, reducing the risk of insulation breakdown and subsequent short circuits or ground faults. In addition to the NEC, organizations like the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, provide valuable resources and standards related to electrical safety. Their publications and training programs offer in-depth knowledge on safe electrical practices. Always consult these resources when designing, installing, or maintaining electrical systems. In Rochester, Minnesota, as in any other location, local regulations and codes may supplement the NEC. It is crucial to check with the local authorities to ensure full compliance with all applicable rules. The process of replacing a single gang box with a two-gang box involves careful planning and execution. Firstly, assess the existing wiring and ensure that there is sufficient slack to accommodate the new box. If the wiring is too short, you may need to extend it using appropriate splicing techniques and materials. Secondly, select a two-gang box that is suitable for the type of wall construction. Different types of boxes are designed for use in drywall, plaster, or masonry walls. Thirdly, install the box according to the manufacturer's instructions. Make sure that the box is securely mounted and that the wiring is properly supported. Fourthly, when running the wires into the box, use cable clamps or connectors to secure them and prevent them from being pulled out. Fifthly, connect the wires to the switches according to the wiring diagram. Use wire connectors to make secure and reliable connections. Sixthly, test the installation using a multimeter or other testing device. Make sure that the voltage is correct and that there are no short circuits or ground faults. Seventhly, label the circuits clearly so that you know which switch controls which circuit. This will help to prevent confusion in the future. Finally, document the installation by taking photos or making a sketch of the wiring. This will be helpful if you need to troubleshoot the system in the future. Remember that working with electricity can be dangerous. If you are not comfortable performing these tasks, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. They have the training and experience necessary to safely install and repair electrical systems. Always prioritize safety when working with electricity. The consequences of making a mistake can be severe. Electrical shocks can cause serious injuries or even death. Electrical fires can destroy property and endanger lives. By following safe wiring practices and adhering to electrical codes, you can minimize the risks and ensure the safety of yourself and others. Consider the specific application when selecting electrical components. For example, if the fan is located in a damp or wet location, such as a bathroom, you will need to use a fan that is rated for wet locations. This type of fan is designed to withstand moisture and prevent electrical shock. Similarly, if the lighting fixture is located in a hazardous location, such as a paint booth, you will need to use a lighting fixture that is rated for hazardous locations. This type of fixture is designed to prevent explosions and fires. When selecting wiring, be sure to choose the correct size and type for the application. The size of the wiring depends on the current that it will be carrying. The type of wiring depends on the environment in which it will be installed. For example, if the wiring will be exposed to sunlight, you will need to use wiring that is rated for sunlight resistance. When making wiring connections, use wire connectors that are appropriate for the size and type of wiring. Wire connectors provide a secure and reliable connection. They also help to prevent corrosion and oxidation. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions when using wire connectors. When installing electrical boxes, be sure to mount them securely to the wall or ceiling. Use screws or nails that are long enough to penetrate the framing members. This will ensure that the box is securely supported. When installing switches and receptacles, be sure to align them properly. This will make the installation look more professional and will prevent the cover plate from being damaged. When testing the installation, use a multimeter or other testing device to verify that the voltage is correct and that there are no short circuits or ground faults. If you find any problems, correct them immediately. When labeling the circuits, use a permanent marker or label maker. This will ensure that the labels are easy to read and will not fade over time. When documenting the installation, take photos or make a sketch of the wiring. This will be helpful if you need to troubleshoot the system in the future. Remember that electrical work is not a do-it-yourself project. If you are not qualified to do the work, hire a qualified electrician. They have the training and experience necessary to safely install and repair electrical systems. Electrical safety is paramount when working with any electrical system. Always take precautions to prevent electrical shock and fire. By following safe wiring practices and adhering to electrical codes, you can minimize the risks and ensure the safety of yourself and others. Always consult the latest edition of the NEC and any applicable local codes before starting any electrical work. Codes are updated regularly to reflect new technologies and safety practices. Staying up to date on these changes is essential for ensuring that your work is safe and compliant. If you are unsure about any aspect of electrical work, it is always best to consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector. They can provide guidance and ensure that your work is done safely and correctly. By taking these precautions, you can minimize the risks associated with electrical work and create a safe and reliable electrical system. Remember that electricity is a powerful force and it should be treated with respect. Always prioritize safety when working with electricity and never take shortcuts that could compromise safety. A well-designed and properly installed electrical system is essential for the safety and comfort of your home or business. Take the time to do the job right, and you will be rewarded with a safe and reliable electrical system for years to come.